I really should have done this this FTMO challenge when it was when kind of the government and everything was more calm and the world was more calm. This is the craziest time you will ever see in your lives in the market. The most wacky shit ever. And that's alright. We're still doing alright. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm still doing fine. Still doing fine. But, you gotta be careful. That's what it is. What was I gonna look at? Oh, sorry, I'm looking at something before we start. Oh, shit, I gotta start. Hey, check out the new... Do you like this? It's a bit messy. I put a drum over here, but I gotta clean it up. But I got this one over here. The nice, terrible lighting camera. The nice and way too bright. I always worry that, like, before I go on stream, I'll, like, put this on, and then I just, like, won't be wearing pants or something. I'll have forgotten to put pants on. And then, like, and then I just get banned. Oops, career's over. Alright, let's look at this. I gotta get another one of these lights, too. I had it sitting back. I had it sitting back, like, oh, I can't show you the screen right now. I had it, like, sitting back behind, but I gotta move that thing around. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Let's get into it. Let's close that one. Alright, guys, what's up? You should have done FTMO when life is normal. Yeah, dude, my life is completely crazy right now. This year has been the most massive changes in all aspects of my life in just a couple months. You know, from not having a job in February, going this whole riots, all of this environmental shit, all of this lockdown, all that political stuff, and then I have like a lot of recently personal things that I have to it's all like self-improvement things. I have to do it, and I'm doing something. I don't want to get into it, but I'm doing something for self-improvement, and it's very, very emotionally taxing, but we're doing fine. I've been a little sleepy today, so let's get started. So a couple of the yen pairs, we're just looking at a couple of the yen pairs, and we'll delete the ones that clearly, like, they're not right here, right? But we're looking at a lot of these yen pairs, and they were in a decent downtrend, right? And we were looking to see possibly a rejection here after we kind of see these sweeps back up above this range, right into the what is this? The New York Open, and then the dump down, the retest. This would have been a great short, right? Right at the New York Open, shorting right around here, looking for a stop right above. Like, that's a great area, right? Considering the high time frame, we're following that major trend and everything. And if we're looking at another one, we're kind of looking at this stuff a couple days ago. I was talking about how I'm getting prepared for these yen, not particularly this one actually. I think Euro. Yeah, the Euro one, we were looking for the sweeps above here to hit that purple zone right there and then reject off of, right? Because that's a supply zone that we're looking for. Now what's kind of happening is we're not completely sure where it's going to stop anymore. We'll have to just kind of rest it out, see what's going to happen, because it could stop anywhere along that path. And obviously there's nothing really popping out to me this second unless I zoom out. There might be a gap right here actually. Can I just draw a gap right here? Somewhere around here maybe. Somewhere around there it could go to, but we were really watching to see that happen. We were watching the USD yen also. We were watching this one for a rejection. I think I've thrown up just like a kind of actually a blind long-term swing short on this, just because most likely it's going to sweep past this stuff, right? All of this area. It's going to sweep past it or reject in it. It does look like it's currently is rejecting again, right? Very similar to all of these other yen pairs, where we're kind of seeing the sweeps of the tops and then we're breaking down below these levels. So we're really looking for, you know, back below this range, showing it quite strong conviction here. It's not too bad, and then this is really just a retest of this supply zone at this moment, right? So there's a high likelihood that a lot of these yen pairs, they were going to actually reject. The only one that looks kind of bullish is this one, right? Is the New Zealand, right? Because New Zealand, we've looked at the previous highs here, right? That's going to be our target, right? Did I draw this out properly? That's going to be our target. Those previous highs, and then it'll go right into that gap, that supply zone, whatever you want to call it, right? This is just very, very bullish, because you can see that we still needed to fill that. You might have been thinking, okay, the exact same thing is going to happen here, but it was just a much stronger target for us to still hit on the way up, and we're not really ready to reverse yet. Could have been a sweep there and then break down. I can see how you would all picture the same thing. So we kind of took a hedge on all of these yen pairs, right? We took some shorts, we took some longs, and it does look like this guy is going to go just a little bit longer, and we're just going to see, you know, it might be a decent time to take a little bit of profits on this. Now you can see though, there's actually a gap right here too, and I might be hesitant to take any profits off of it yet. I'd like to just really bang this one out. It's moving with such strong conviction that I think I'll just put a little alert here. How much do I got on that? I think I'll let it run up to that alert, and then I'll start taking some off, right? I think that's a good idea. Just looking at that, because there's obviously a gap here, would take it off at the alert. I think we might let this run a little bit longer than the actual trade too, right? We'll let it run to this, obviously, and then maybe just up to here also. And then that way we can really milk out this momentum, because we did get messed up on kind of this trade here. We got faked out on that, so we're really going to be able to capitalize with the winner and then bump up the losers, right? As simple as that sounds. What's with the music? I really hope that this doesn't give me a monetization. Let me switch it to water again. I'll switch it to water. Sorry, it's like I had it like on there. It's just I like to listen to a little bit of like calming music there a little bit. So all right, let's look at you said UJ, and that's kind of what I was saying. Is I think that's a really good time for this to dump down, right? It does look like it's going to happen. Since this is a strong candle, I would be hesitant to jump in right away. That's my personal preference. Is I like to be hesitant if it's moving quickly into the zone. I know a lot of guys. Fireplace. Love the music. Oh, sweet. Thanks, man. Without the music would be better. Yeah, we'll just keep it like really quiet water sounds there. We'll put it back. I had it a bit too loud. I completely forgot I had it on, and I think it might actually give me a monetization strike, so I might have to cut it from like the actual like replay of the stream, just so that, you know, the ads still pay me and not somebody else. Okay. So yeah, so here you can see that these previous highs, right, this little high here, it does look like a decent place. I've drawn that supply zone there on the hourly. You can see the hourly. That's an obvious supply zone. Let me get rid of this so you can see it a little bit clearer. This one, maybe. And then you see kind of how I've drawn it out. It's a little bit messy, but yeah, a little bit messy, but you can see how it's a supply zone right there. It's untested, right? So obviously we go a little bit past it, then dump back down. That's going to be really great. I'm just going to wait. I'd prefer to wait if you wanted to get into a day trade in this way, right? If you want to look at this though, this is a strategy I think I've actually taught in a video. It was something I was experimenting with. I didn't give you guys that much detail on this. And it's essentially, if you look at the hourly candle, the highest hourly candle during the London Open. So right around here, let me draw it. This is the highest hourly candle. This is very, very common that it's going to retest that candle, right here, and then it's going to completely reject and continue that trend of the day, right? London determines the trend of the day. New York, will then cause a retrace to retest that, and then it'll continue down, right? So that's a really high probability. I would just watch out, maybe watch the 1 minute here to see how it's really playing out. Because if it keeps going up, you're not going to want to get in, obviously. Wait until we start breaking down these levels and then get in on that trend trade, right? Always following the trend. Where can I find the music? Focus at will, dude. It's link in my description. It's a little affiliate link. I think I make like $10 or whatever if you buy. It's like $50 a year. It's like focus music. There's a bunch of different stations. I really like this one, Alpha Chill, and the Ambient. Those are the best ones. The rest of them, like some of them are really, really weird. Like this one's just a propeller sound, and this one's like wah 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 wah. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Some of them are stupid, like really stupid. One of them is just like sounds of coffee shop. Yeah, we kind of looked at pound yen. We can look at it again here. Explain the signs for the reversal I look for. Well, first of all, we're looking for. Oh shoot! I want to look at something here before yen. First of all, we're looking for areas that have been untested, highs and lows, and then untested areas, supply and demand, things like that. And then we're going to look for levels where like when it reaches that level, see the reaction it takes on that level. And obviously you don't want to just, if this was a level you're watching, you don't want to just short it, right? Unless it's right away, unless it's like jumped down and then you just enter it really quickly on the short when it's retesting it immediately, then that's fine. But if you're waiting a while and it's been fully turned to trend, we got to wait until it comes back into the trend, obviously, right? So once you start seeing the trend start breaking down, and then you can look for an entry, because you need to confirm that that's actually going to act as support. You can't just jump on it. So let me just show you guys something here real quick. This is super, super smart. You guys think I'm freaking nuts here, man. Look, 1, 2, 3. See that? 1, 2, 3, and then look. Look at this. All right, so we're reaching these highs, untested level area, right? 4 hour. We're reaching that high again. We're coming up. We made a triple top. Right? A triple top. What does that tell you? That tells all the retail traders it's time to get short now. So that's what they did. They all went short. They brought it down. They broke that level that brought us up here, right? They really faked them out, and then we rallied. Why did we rally? Because we had to hunt those stops for the retail traders. I entered a trade right here. I entered short right there. Above the level. Isn't that stupid? Isn't that so stupid? Alright, stop it. No. Okay, I'm going to take a little profit on this one. I don't like that. I don't like how it's breaking down. Sweet. Okay. I don't like how it's breaking down really quickly now. So I'm just going to take some profit. Bring up the stop, actually. Give me a sec here, guys. I think it's time to bring up the stop. Where do I want to put it, though? Not... Shoot. We can't bring it to break even, unfortunately. Look at this. You can't bring it to break even. Because you put it to break even, it's going to come down. It's going to wick you out. So you gotta put it right here. That's the best place you can put it. Oops. Alright. So yeah, let's look at... Okay, I'll quickly look at this. I'll look at pound yen. This guy's spamming freaking... Yeah, so we kind of already looked at this, man. It went way past what I thought it was going to do. So honestly, I'm not sure right now. I would just keep sitting in this trend. If you can get an entry, then you get an entry. Honestly, I haven't seen any entries in the past like 2 weeks for the euro. Honestly, I haven't seen a single freaking entry that makes a lot of sense, because it's supposed to come back, right? It's not doing anything. It's just going super, super hard. You can't trade this, and you can't short it because it's going super, super hard, right? So look for different pairs. That's my opinion. It's going to go to this high, I think. It's going to go basically to that high and retest all this resting massive orders. All right, we'll look at pound yen here real quick. We already kind of looked at this too. But what's happening here on pound yen? You guys got to stop spamming. Hey, Georgie. Hi, Georgie. Okay. What happened here, guys? We've been waiting for this. I told you. I told you. I told you. Have you guys seen that video? Kramer, the stock market crash there. We're in capitulation. We told you. That one, I don't know. Cancel all orders. I think that's what it's called, something like that. So previous lows being obviously swept on this 4 hour or the weekly or whatever you want to call it. We have an obvious little high here that it might blip above and then retrace. But this is the target, right? You can sit in this trade. I told you guys back here that we were going to come back down, retest either this zone or this zone, right? I deleted this zone after it got tested, right? I was a little bit short. You know, I thought it would go a little bit longer with a little bit there, but I was wrong, right? It's fine to be wrong. And now it's just super, super rallying. I didn't expect it to do this hard, but most likely what's going to happen here, you know, there might be some consolidation and whatnot, but the reality is the longer term time frame, it's going to hit here, it's going to come back, and then it's going to go to this magnet, right? That's what's going to happen. I can say it with almost certainty. I don't know the exact pattern it's going to take, but it's going to come here before it breaks down, right? So like if you want to be stupid, you can do something like this, right? You could do this. You could be really stupid and do that, but I can say pretty much with certainty that this is going to be hit. You just got to be able to hold a 4% drawdown. I say pretty much certainty that before we break this low, we're going to hit that. And I could have pretty much said that anywhere down here too. Just the previous lows. I would have said that here too. Before you break this low, we would have hit there. Do you recommend learning? Yeah, Sam Sedin is good, man. Sam Sedin's good. Alright. Oh, by the way, guys, Euro USD, the inefficiency had to get filled. Yeah, exactly. Euro USD, like the liquidity inefficiencies aren't being filled. Like even here today, I was looking for a short here because I thought this was a sweep. Right, on the hourly, I thought this was a sweep. Right, the tops. See this? 1 minute, right? Breaking down, but because it didn't actually touch this, I thought it was coming back and then it would come down, but I was wrong. It's just completely being bonkers. I'll look at euro pound, yeah, man. Just so you gotta not spam. So if you guys got video ideas that you want me to post today, I got a huge list of shit I wrote down. Like I wrote down like 150 different ideas that I want to get to at some point. I did that like in frickin' January. So I got tons and tons of content, but I'm just asking you guys if you guys want to see something in particular. I'm going to make a video today and post it. Just let me know. Also, I'm going to be doing something, the new like signal group there that's going to be starting. 10 people on the Discord are, if you haven't clicked the button yet, by the way, let me just pull this up. So if you go to the Discord and you go to the announcements here, in 2 hours we're giving 10 people early access to the VIP there, just so you know. And it's going to be free until July, no matter what. And then everyone's getting in June 15th. And you guys will just see how strong it is. There's 4 guys. They've just been making so much freaking profit. They do a lot better overall than me. It's great. And I'm going to be starting I'm going to be tracking all of their trades under one logbook. I'm going to track everything that they do. And then we can analyze the differences between these traders. And I think that might make a good series and whatnot. And I'll put in like $10,000 or something. And I'll actually trade all of their trades and see if it makes any money, so you guys can see. I think it might make a decent series actually. And then maybe after that we'll test other people's signals also to see how they compare. Okay. What strategies are they using? There's 4 different traders and they're using 4 different strategies. There's one guy that he basically trades ICT, and he only trades 3 hours of the day, just the New York Open, 3 hours only. And there's another guy, he does swing trading, and he basically trades essentially, I'll say very simply, highs and lows of very long-term time frames. And then there's another guy, he does price action on the 1 hour. There's another guy, he does a price action with an indicator, which is like TDI indicator, I think. He uses that blended into his, and he's doing really well. They're all making about 60 to 70% hit rate. So it's better than me, man. It's super, super good. All right. Oh yeah, here, sorry. I'll look at this one now. All right. So what are we thinking? We were thinking, okay, this was originally my thought, right? That this would be the rejection point. It super, super looked like it would, right? Breaking down below here, getting a little bit of a wicking action up there, right? Nice breakout and then fake back in. It looked great. But what happened here? It didn't break the low. It didn't close below the low. So that means it's going to continue back up, right? And whether or not it's going to break a new high, I'm not completely sure. I would not be willing to take a short unless it shows me another clear sign now, right? Because this is such an obvious, great pattern that honestly, this is such a good pattern that once you see it, you could have just entered like this and then targeted the highs here, right? And then you're going to get 4R. Pretty much, it's such a high hit rate. It's great. Something like that, right? And the thing to note about patterns like this is you got to make sure that there's a big dip in between. It's got to be a big shape. It can't just be like a little bloop, right? That's just the best way for me to describe it quickly. There's like different rules I have about it, but that's just the best way I can describe it for a bunch of people quickly. So I think there's a great chance that comes up for another rally, and the next level is actually obviously way up here, isn't it? That's kind of the next level. So we could go for that rally there, considering this is an uptrend. It could come up all the way here and then reject back down. That would make a lot of sense to me now that we've kind of faked them out here. Or it still makes a lot of sense for it to reject here. So honestly, I can't give you like a super accurate answer here. It's basically you're gonna have to watch the 15-minute and see how it's trading when it comes into, you know, the current range it's in right now, and it doesn't show any sign of weakness yet. That's all I can really tell you, because there's nothing more to it than that, right? Sorry, man. You trade smart money, let you give signals. Yeah, I did applications for people. There was a couple people that they just weren't up to par. So they said they were good, but they're not, just not good. I was really looking for excellent traders, like much better than me, right? You know, I'm obviously the best trader in the world, but I was looking for traders who make more money than me. But I don't know, no. I'm just the best in the world, all right? I'm just the best, and you guys know it. Just the best trader in the world, most handsome, most humble, most muscular. And those are the defining factors of how good a trader is, not their profit, not their percent win rate. You guys know it. It's all about how much you bench. I'm just kidding, man. You guys know I'm shit at this game. You guys know it. You guys know it. All the haters know it, man. They tell me every day. Are they woke though? Yeah, they're not even waking up. They're sleeping while they trade. That's how good they are at trading. They don't even need to woke up. They just stay slope. Stay slope while I'm all awoke doing things here. Starting businesses and shit. Can you imagine someone just like saying to themselves, hey, I'm gonna start a business where I just freaking talk to a camera and just make fun about how great they are. It's so fucking, I don't know, it's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking Chad. That was literally my idea, was I would just like fucking talk about like how great I am. Yeah, you guys freaking apparently like it, so I don't know who's like the bigger freaking loser. the guy just bragging about how woke he is, or the people listening to him. Alright. How much am I gonna charge for that service? It's gonna be expensive, but I think based on the average profit of all of these traders at once, you should be able to profit with $1,000. If you have $1,000, you're gonna be able to make money on average per month. I'm looking at 40% return easily, I think, per month. So yeah. Because there's 4 traders, 4 traders making, it depends how much you risk, and I'm gonna be advising people to take 1 to 2% risk per trade. By the way, guys, how long have they been trading? It's varying. Most of them have been trading for at least 5 years, I think. Yeah, I think all of them have been trading for at least 5 years professionally. I think so. What's up, homies? Can you look at silver? Dude, I don't want to look at silver, really. Let's look at silver. Silver's so boring. Alright, so what happened here, guys? Okay, so let's just look at the higher time frame, so you can see that this was my point of view a while back. I don't really look at silver very often, but we saw these lows getting swept here, right? So once we started breaking back within, and look at the lower time frames here, you can see broke back within, broke back mountain, and then we broke all the way back up here. And after we got above this level here, I said, okay, we're back within, we've changed the trend, and we're obviously trending back up, right? So obviously there's a little bit of retrace, let some people get in, and then we're gonna rally back up to the base that we broke down from, right? So this move was very obvious. Up to this box, up to this line, whatever you want to call it. The next level that wasn't so obvious, because it easily could have rejected anywhere in here, anywhere in that range, and then came back down. That I had no idea what was going to happen, but I knew it was going to come up here after it got to about this area, right? So now what are we looking for? Looking at this supply, right? We're sweeping above that supply. It's been so long. We know that there's going to be resting stops here. We know that we're going to be able to actually get that liquidity and then pull it back down. Now the only thing is, on this higher time frame, is this is simply just a retrace back to this zone, isn't it? Is that not just a retrace? Look at it, even just kissed it perfectly. I just drew that like really quick, and that's about perfect, isn't it? So it's a bit too early to tell. Right now, you're still in an uptrend on the major time frame, and you don't want to be fighting the trend, right? Unless, unless the daily trend you want to take a scalp into this lower time frame trend. But on this major time frame, I'm only going to be talking about that. We're not too confident jumping in yet. Looking back, look at this big time frame. This doesn't look very good, right? I mean, it actually does look pretty good for silver. I think if I had to say something, it's going to keep rallying. If I had to say something, I think it's going to break these highs. That's my guess, guys. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Look at this. Double top needs to be swept. Come on, double top right here needs to be swept. And then this lines up perfectly, doesn't it? That's the level. It's going to come up here. Just move it. Boop. There you go. Turn it. Turn it. Oh, make it fat. How do I turn it? I just turned it. How do I turn it? Ah! There we go. It's like a heartbeat. Oh, wait. Okay. How did I do it? How did I make it beat so fast? I love you. There we go. Do I give signals? No, I will not be giving signals. That was specifically something I did not ever want to do because it's a huge obligation for me. And I don't have a super high win rate. And I believe that if you were to give signals, you have to have a high win rate. My trading is more around the 50% win rate area, right? So I know that I win in the long term because my winners are bigger than the losers. But a lot of people following signals, they use too high risk, right? I use very, very low risk because I know my win rate isn't very high, right? But I'm still able to slowly make money that way, right? You guys know it. You know, I've only been trading for you know, a couple years, right? So I'm not into that master mode yet, right? I'm good at it, but you know, I'm not one of those 70% traders, right? And I'll be honest with you guys there. So for me to give signals and then only profit like 50% of the time, there's going to be a lot of people losing, and I don't want people to lose on my fault, right? And so I came up with this idea where you're going to balance a lot of the best traders in the world, and if any one of them has a bad week, the rest of them are going to cover their asses. So it's basically going to guarantee profit every single week, right? Because you only need 2 of the traders to be making money. The other 2 can lose that week, right? Because you're going to be taking all of their trades equally, right? With equal trade, you'll lose 2% or 1% per trade, and then if they make 40 R in a month, you just made 80% in a month, right? So that's nuts. The numbers make no sense to me. But all the logic, it seems to work, right? If all of these guys, you take all of the trades, you know, I think the best trader is making about 20 R per month on average, and the worst trader is making 5 R per month, and that's the swing trader, because he does it very slowly. You know, you should be able to make 40 R. Stocks only move off start and Wyckoff. What is BB? Is it break? BB? Oh, broken base. For me, it's just broken base. See, this is the base. It came up and then it broke it down. Right. This one was already tested right here, so there was no purpose for me to write that down. BB. BB can also mean like Bollinger Band or something, but yeah. All right. Anything else? Did anyone tell me any like videos they want me to make? I don't think so. I got distracted maybe. UJ looks like it's gonna break the highs, man. Oh man. I would like this to dump. I would like this one to dump. Let's look. Let's watch the 1 minute. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. See, it always does this little fake out. It doesn't look like it's actually breaking down, right? It's not breaking down below there. It could. It could still. You know, there's still lots of room. But the higher it goes, the less likely it'll be. What's this one doing? Is it coming back up yet? Nah. That's shit. That's shit. What about this one? Look at this. Where did I get in? I got in at 26,256. 25. I got in. Oh, what the fuck? I got in higher than this. I got in at 26,256. Whatever, right around there. I literally got the exact peak. That's pretty cool. That's just luck, guys. That's just luck, by the way. My broker went a little bit higher, like a couple pips higher. That's literally exactly luck. I want to look at it. What the fuck? Okay, I'll take a screenshot. Hold up. So you can see. This is a swing trade. I didn't mean to do that. That was just chance. There's a video how he makes backtest. Yeah, I made a video on backtesting. By the way, this is a swing trade, so the stop is pretty wide. Like something like this. Like something like this, by the way. Like something like that. I don't remember though. But that'd be cool. Yeah, good broker man. Can I feed my cat? What? Oh, cause he's so small? I feed him twice a day. Plus, he has dry food. I have to actually take away, the other cat's like freaking massive. I have to take away food from the other cat because he just screams twice a day. He screams at 5 a.m. and he screams at 5 p.m. for like 2 hours until I feed him. And I'm just ignoring him at this point. Hopefully it makes him stop, but yeah. The other cat, he just doesn't like food. He just doesn't eat it. I give it to him, he takes a couple bites, and then he walks away. But he's really small. Any way to accurately guess tops and bottoms? No, it's not possible. It's completely impossible. Your best way to guess exact tops and bottoms would be to either look for these liquidity inefficiencies like this, where it rallies up really hard, and then just place an order exactly on the level that it broke out from. So you would have used this as the bounce. Obviously this would have been wrong, right? Or place an order behind a level, right? Because those are the two places it's going to bounce from. You're going to bounce in a rally, right? If it's rallying, it's going to come back, test it, and then bounce. Or if it's trying to grab stops, you don't want to put it exactly on the level, but a little bit behind, and then you'll get the exact bottom, right? I don't know. Those are the only two ways to guess the perfect spot. Merch coming soon. I wanted to make like some funny, like funny merch or something, but like I don't really care that much. If you guys got any good ideas, I want to do you guys see this? Here, wait. This shit's good. I wanna make. Somebody made this shit. Um, some of them are pretty good artists in there. My trades don't have drawdown. I mean, that's impossible, but I do know one guy that's just absolutely incredible. That he uses only a couple pip stops, and he only trades the pound. He doesn't teach. I asked him how much he charges to teach, and it's super expensive, because I'm not sure how he does that. It's pretty crazy. What's going on with the bull runs, Hunter? It's pretty crazy, man, isn't it? I hate this. I hate this market. I mean, you can enter on the Wix, dude. I understand if you're reading the tape or something, or you're reading the what is it? What's it called? The order book. But like, it's impossible to do it all the time. You can get pretty good at it. I'm not saying like you're not doing it often. But it's pretty much impossible to know exactly with certainty where it's going to turn. How many R's am I up this week? I'm not sure. A couple, man. Just a couple. I've been pretty lazy this week. I've been trading, but I just haven't been like paying attention to it, and like recording it and videoing it and whatnot. Yeah, order flow trading. Yeah, I think if you're a really good order flow trader, we won't get into order flow, because it's super complicated, I think, and I don't even really know it. I've played around with it, but you need like special software and whatnot, and I don't know if it's really something that we should get into yet. Maybe I'll learn it in the future and then I can teach you guys. But oh yeah, NFP is tomorrow. Okay, so yo, NFP, boom, 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 boom. Here's a tip for you guys. Let's actually look at it. When is the NFP? NFP is the first Friday of the month, right? So the 5th, last one was the 29th. Let's look at the 29th. May 29th. I don't know if it's still doing this or not. Actually, let me see the daily maybe. No, it's not doing it anymore, is it? Shoot. It didn't do it this month, did it? Maybe it did. May 29th, NFP, it dumped down. Alright, let's look at a previous one. Let me just circle them. I remember seeing this. So this is NFP there. The previous one. I remember doing this a few months back. 22nd and the 15th. 22nd. Oh shoot, no. I'm doing this wrong, aren't I? June 1st. Or May 1st rather. I did this wrong, my bad. May 1st. Where is it? May 1st. Alright, so what's the next one? April 3rd. April 3rd. What's the next one? March 6th. You guys seeing something? Do you guys see it? Do you guys see it? March 6th. Right here, this one. What's next? What's next? It does this every month, dude. February 7th. There you go. There's one that's wrong. Okay. So I did this all the way back to I think I did it last year in like November, October, when it was kind of like ranging like this. And it was like every NFP caused a trend change. So the week would trend hard, and then the second that NFP came out, it would change trend. And it was 9 times out of 10 last year. I looked back at like 10 times, and it was like 9 out of 10 of them was like a very obvious trend change the second NFP was released. So keep that in mind, because you can get, a bunch of moves here, right? And what's going to happen here, we'll probably come all the way back down to this area, wouldn't we? This is a lot of support turn resistance. That's a liquidity inefficiency right here, a supply or demand zone, right? That's probably where it's going to come down to. Right? Let's just kind of put this magnet right there. RSI doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not a fan of RSI. I'm not a fan of volume. Volume profile is okay. I'm not a fan of everything. Yeah, your biggest stop loss is 8 to 10 pips. Yeah, that's fine, man. Like a lot of traders, they like to do that. It's just having the tight stop losses. You got to be really good to have a decent win rate with such a tight stop loss, right? And I know Trader Dante is good at that. I think he only uses like 4 or 5 pip stop loss, and 8 to 10 is fine. That's 8 to 10 pips is actually quite large, in my opinion, for a day trade at least, right? Let's look at, for a day trade, it's actually quite large. So 8 to 10, isn't it? It's not that large, but yeah. I mean, it's not super large. Maybe you're kind of right. I thought you were looking at like 2-3 pip, something like that. Is that 8? Is that 8? Yeah. 8 to 10. I mean, I could do that. In a trade like this, right, you'd look for the wick above there, and then you'd enter on that, right, and then you'd have, the only problem with this one is it's a bit, I would want a larger stop loss. Let's look at a different one maybe. So like here or something, right? If you wanted to short that, how long is that? Oh, pound is also stupid. Pound is like really high pips, I forgot. Swiss. Yeah. I mean, you could do shit like this too, and just enter on stop hunts too, right? Like, so you draw this level, and then you go here, and you just do I used to do this actually. It worked surprisingly well, and then just put like a 10 pip stop, right? Whatever. What I used to do though is I would enter on the low, and then I would just target the high, and then I would just make it like 3 or 2R or something like this. But you got to make sure that it's like not a strong trend, obviously. You do it like within trend, so it's like this. I don't do this anymore. It's actually a decent strategy though. So see if we can see one. Like, you see a previous high here. And then you just enter on the high, and then you put your target down here, and then you set this to be 2, 3R, something like that, right? Just behind this one, behind the previous level. Right, it works okay. It's a good way to look at the market to understand what's actually going on. Any tips on getting your mind to stick to your rules? It's really tough, man. You can do a checklist. For me, I always just ignored the checklist when I wrote it down. I would just jump into trades anyways. You can do something like, if you ever break a rule, you stop trading for the day. That way you can only break one rule in a day, and then you're actually going to train yourself to stop breaking the rules, because you like trading, obviously, right? That's why you trade. You like to trade, right? So if you take away your dopamine fix whenever you break a rule, then it's like a punishment, right? So you're going to quickly learn to stop breaking rules. You have to kind of treat yourself like a child, right? Because essentially all gambling, like a degenerate, is acting like a child who wants candy, or a cocaine addict who wants more cocaine, right? You know, if you tell a cocaine addict that you can have all the cocaine in the world, but if you ever do a jumping jack, I'm going to take away your cocaine. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to sit on the couch and do cocaine and not do any jumping jacks, obviously. You tell a child that if he ever screams, he's not going to get his dessert, right? If he screams during dinner or whatever, I don't know, then he's obviously going to learn after a week to stop screaming during dinner because he wants his candy. Just treat yourself like a child, man. Our brains are functionally the same thing when dealing with dopamine and serotonin as they've always been. The only difference is we're able to rationalize and look deeper into the future, right? We're able to plan for longer term dopamine, right? We're able to actually logically think about repercussions. That's the only difference between our brain and a child's brain, is because we've had the experience. We're able to see into the future, in a sense. But your natural instincts are always the exact same, no matter what. That would make a pretty good video, actually. That would be a cool video. I might do something like that. Okay, Google. Remind me later today to make a video about the human brain.
Okay, make a video about the human brain.
Boom.
This will be for today. At
Sweet.
What time?
2 p.m.
Sure, I'll remind you at 2 p.m.
Sweet. Overdose on pips. Yeah, man. You friggin' blow your bank account the same way that you do if you're friggin' buying into cocaine, man. A good trader is talking himself out of trades. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like a good trader, he's forced into trades, right? Like, he's looking at the chart and he's like, that looks like a good trade, but why is it not, right? And then you look for all these reasons why it's a bad trade, right? And you don't take all the trades that look like good trades, because there could be missing something, right? And then eventually you say, oh, it's such a great trade, I have to take it now. So a good way to look at it is, a good trader is forced to take trades. A bad trader forces himself to take trades. So he looks for trades and he's like, okay, that's the best one, I'm gonna take it right now. Let's go, right? I'm willing to trade immediately because I'm an addict, right? I'm a dopamine addict. And I can tell you guys for sure, I'm a very hardcore dopamine addict, and it was very difficult for me to stop doing this shit, right? I've had plenty of different dopamine addictions in the past, whether it be, whatever you want to think of. And you just got to know how to focus your dopamine addiction to something productive, right? All right. Euro was overtime today, eh? Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's a pretty good place to wrap up. How long do I hold trades on? Well, I'm doing a couple longer term trades, but usually I only hold them for a few hours. How much do you think I should start with trading? Start with, oh, Samantha, sweet. Girls are watching. Hey, girls. Um, you should start with as little as possible. You're gonna lose it all, I guarantee it. I was looking at my analytics, and I figured out that my subscribers, there's seven women over the age of 65. So if you're a woman over the age of 65, hit me up. I did that based off of like the percentage of viewers, by the way. It doesn't tell you the exact number. Start up about 500 and I'm prepared to lose. Yeah, good. I would say 500 is a perfect amount. So it's just very important for you to go and type in, like, if you want to have $500, right? And you want to risk like 1% per trade, so you're gonna times 500 times what you want to risk. So you're gonna risk 1%, right? So it's obviously 500, and then you're gonna divide it by the distance to your stop, right? So if the distance to your stop is this trade, for example, you're just gonna hover over and it's gonna say 0.32, right? Divided by 0.32, and it's gonna give you this stupid number here. Right, so this stupid number, if you convert it to lots, which is 100,000, it's going to tell you, divided by 100,000 rather, 1562 divided by 100,000. Right, it's going to give you 0.1 lots is what you want to bet on that trade, right? And then you'll lose 1% of your account. Hunters into grannies. Man, I'm into everything. Just kidding. I don't like old people. I don't like old people, and I don't like overweight people. That's my pet peeves. That's where I draw the line. Gilf hunter. Sweet. So Samantha, that's gonna be like your best way to like lose as slowly as possible, because your goal is to create pain, right? When you're first learning, because pain is gonna spark learning, right? And naturally your mind's gonna want to stop any pain you have, right? So you're gonna keep learning different ways to do that. And so I just say 1% is the best way to go, because it's going to be the slowest loss, and most likely you're only going to lose like, $5, $10 per trade or whatever, right? But yeah, you can use an online calculator for position size too. This is just the preferred way I do, because then you can just pull it up, like if I have $10,000 or whatever, and I wanted to risk, because I can adjust my risk quickly if I'm really confident in a trade or I'm not very confident. Maybe I want to do 0.5%, so times by 0.5 on 10,000, right? And then divided by like maybe a 0.2 distance to the stop. Then I know I only have to use like a quarter lot, right? That's a quarter lot, by the way. It's just really fast for me to do it because I have it already always open here. It's just easier for me. I love your channel, by the way. Just found it. I was watching Anton. Yeah, Anton's kind of like a cool guy, isn't he? He seems like such an alpha. I love that guy. I love just like listening to like cool guys talk, because then I can try to be a cool guy too. Be cool like them. And I was recommended. Oh, that's crazy. I was recommended behind Anton. That's nuts, man. I'm such like low caliber compared to him. Like, this guy's like so fucking high up there, and I just like started this like January, so that's kind of cool. Can you look at UCAD? Oh yeah, we didn't even look at UCAD. Sure, why not? Oh dude, it's Johnny Sins. Oliver, you got Johnny Sins profile, don't you? What trade am I currently? I'm in a few. NZD, JPY. I'm in the pound short. And I'm in a USD short, a USD JPY short, swing trades. Who's hot? Somebody said somebody's hot. Somebody said she's freaking hot, by the way. Who's hot? Are you talking about Samantha? I can see her profile picture. I can't tell. I'm gonna assume that she's hot. Okay, so USD CAD, man. So this was the thing, right? Is that I was telling you guys the other day that most likely you could just throw a trade here, right? And you probably won't get stopped out. It could honestly wick all the way down here, so I would wait because you have so much freaking time. You have a week to enter this trade most likely before it actually starts rallying up, right? So there's no rush to get into this, right? You guys, you're always impatient. You're trying to get into trades right away. Just don't. Oh man, you guys are fucking funny. I just read the chat. Stop talking about her. She's probably 15. I was just saying. I can't see, man. I'm just gonna assume. Because why not? Alright, so yeah, most likely it's going to jump off of this gap. You know, it might wick down here somewhere, but we're just waiting at this point. There's no point in shorting this anymore, considering we're actually getting close to the gap, right? So really all we're doing is looking for a reversal in this area, and that went well. I suppose that went well, that trade. But we haven't actually quite hit the gap fill yet, right? So honestly, you could take a scalp here if you wanted to, down to the gap fill. But it doesn't look like it's doing much today. So I would stay out of it today. Maybe tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow is NFP. So you're going to get fucked. It's going to do this. It's going to do this. Sam's like, oh my god, it's a girl. And then she leaves. Excuse me. Yeah. Everyone's so creepy just by talking to girls, man. If you talk to a girl ever, you're creepy, alright? That's just how it works. Man. I get baited by the 1 minute time frame and I think it's going to reverse, and then when I go to the hour frame it seems like a continuing uptrend. Alright, so here's your problem. You're trying to catch reversals. It's so simple, dude. Stop being a moron. Stop being a moron trying to catch reversals. Trade the trend, right? So if the hourly is down, then don't trade the 1 minute reversal. Trade the 1 minute reversal back into the trend, right? It sounds so obvious, doesn't it? Well, it's because it's obvious. It's the smart thing to do. Don't be a retard, right? Don't be a little Dumbo. You ever think about a girl, you're creepy? Yeah, dude. Sometimes I feel like I have like a problem, just like because I think about girls. Sometimes I think I'm not gonna go to hell. But that's okay. Especially like not being married and thinking about girls I'm not married to. Yeah, don't be a moron. Like, it's so easy to just follow the trend. If this is going down, like, just think about what you're trying to do. You say, okay, there's a level here, for example, right? So you think you're just gonna buy it up, right? Because you see a reversal on the lower time frame, you're gonna buy that up, and it's gonna go, and you're gonna be great, right? But the reality is, why are you trying to stop something that's going against you, right? Are you trying to swim against the current? Are you trying to stop a moving train? Actually, if you take enough cocaine, you will think that you can stop a moving train. So that might not be good advice. It kind of goes hand in hand here, because if you keep using this frickin' as a dopamine fix, then you're probably going to think that you could stop a moving market just like you can stop a moving train. Anyways, you can't actually do that. So what we do is we wait for the train to freaking derail and then crash, and then rebuild and then start the other direction, right? Go back home. But you're gonna get so many opportunities. Like, let's just look at this short trend here, right? Short trend here. So actually it started way up here, but let's just look here, right? Let's assume that was an uptrend, and then you saw the reversal, right? So if you didn't get in right away, let's assume you don't get in right away, and you don't get in on the next one, right? Because this would have been an obvious pullback to test that supply and then dump back down. Let's say that you got in after this breakdown, right? What happens? Okay, we look for the consolidation, we see a sweep above, you see the reversal on the 1 minute, right? You jump in, boom, profit. There's no trades to make here. You could have made a trade here, even pulls back to that area, right? Sweeping this level, 1 minute reversal, profit. Right here, exact same thing, pulls back to this area, sweeps the level, profit, pulls back. Look at that. There's like 6 all the way in that trade. And I said I missed the first 2 too. There's like 6, isn't there? All right, guys. I'm done. Guys and singular underage girl. It was great talking to you guys. I will be here for NFP tomorrow, and we will have some more fun. Talk to you guys tomorrow.